What is up, household? How are you doing? If you're a Chaos Goblin, we are sure as hell glad you decided to join us. And if you're just a regular household member, well, you're welcome as much as the Chaos Goblins. We
Yeah.
welcome you
There's a lot of
all.
rooms in the house. We can keep them separated if we
So
need to.
many rooms. It's like a McMansion. We,
Yeah, the
we, we just
McMahon.
got so many, so many. But one of the designated rooms that we do have in the household is for Kevin Kalloway, our Chaos Goblin. How goes it, Kevin? You are my
It,
co-host here on Tuesday nights. How are you doing?
it's going well. My room in the household just got redecorated. It's just got a bunch of goofy shit on the walls, like a Bennigan's, because
Yeah.
that's the most chaotic restaurant that I could ever think of. Bennigan's,
Yes.
gotta be,
Bennigans.
gotta be.
Yes. It's got to be. Butters and his family loved a good Bennigans.
Yep.
And we got
What's up,
Connor.
Connor?
Speaking of things we love, Connor, thank you for joining us. How
Hey,
goes it? How are
congrats
you
on that
doing?
GCW debut, brother.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that Sunday in the chat, and we were covering Expo news. But yeah, JCW Connor was out there doing some things. Let us know how
Wrestling.
it went for you in the chat there, Connor. We'd love to talk about it with you.
Hell yeah.
All right, so fans, we're here. We're here to talk. We're also here to talk about the fact that we are only after today. We're only 3 days away
Days.
before the Squared Circle Expo and In Your House Takeover Indianapolis. Kevin Calloway, we had a great house party in which we had Ed Gonzalez over. How how was the show for you? What was your takeaway from Ed? I absolutely adored the dude, but let's hear what you had to say, Kevin.
I really liked him. I always love talking with other workers who've been around for a long time, other wrestlers, and even the guys who transitioned into different roles in the business. I think is incredibly fascinating because I have always proclaimed myself of being like, hey, like I could do in ring stuff, but like maybe my stuff could be behind the scenes more and like other things that I could do and like what we do here, like when I break down things or just give a worker's perspective or just agenting matches, like anything
Yeah,
like that is so fascinating to me. So hearing his story and hearing how he got the expo going, just like that's awesome. It's super interesting, great, amazing guy. And it was
yeah,
cool to hear some of the connections that we had. And just like, I to this day, it always pops me when people hear, like, oh, you were trained by Truth Martini.
yeah,
You're one of Truth's guys. And just like, that always pops me because, like, Truth Martini has so much respect in the Midwest that just like, oh, you were trained by him? Oh, okay. Now I can loosen up and we can actually talk wrestling.
yeah. I definitely noticed that because as soon as you said the guys, and Ed was like, "Oh, you're one of Truth's boys." Okay, okay,
You
I
see
got
how
you. I got you.
he softened up a little bit.
He
Oh,
did.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. This wrestler might actually not be an idiot.
yeah.
Because that happens sometimes.
Oh, it does. It does. And, it's, I can't say it's the person thinking that's fault because, proof is in the pudding. They've had that interaction, much like
Mhm.
what we're getting on the new property that we took over and we tried to do some new things.
Yeah.
We realized quickly they don't want it. We're not giving it to them. We'll give them
Yeah.
what they want. But yeah, Ed did soften up, and it was I think that's an incredible talent with you, Kevin, because we get that hard judgment right off the bat, and usually sometimes the critiques are that we just give that dirt sheet type vibe or clickbait type vibe.
Sure.
I I always say to like House and them, they just have to see what we do because we're not like that. And
Yeah.
you're definitely one of those guys. And yeah, that was very, very in the face to people around you that noticed that. And I was like, okay, we got him. We got him hooked.
I try and stay quiet until I have something to say, and it works in my favor most of the time.
Oh, it usually does. Usually does, Kevin. You got one of those souls where people are just like, okay, I'll listen to the guy selling sheeps over in the yard
I have
talking
a way with
about.
words. Sometimes I sell ice to indigenous people of the north.
There you go. There you go. I love it, Kevin. And we're going to be putting that to the crowd, the household live this Friday and Saturday down at the Expo in Indianapolis. Come join us. We got House in the chat. He was just talking about, just got a great interview about the Expo with other content creators. I'm so excited. We can't wait to hear that, House. Connor.
That was that Wells Mania one, right?
Yes, I believe that was one that he was a part of. XICW.
That's a local promotion around here, longest running Michigan promotion actually. So say hi to DBA for me.
There you go, Connor. Now you got a name to drop when you go in there.
Yeah. You'd be like, oh, Kevin. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
DBA knows a lot of things. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. I like him. Come on, you're with us.
Careful, he'll stab you.
We also got one of our long-standing fans. He's already ready to talk Monday Night Raw. He is Daniel Garcia, and he's already dropping in some Dragon Lee, Ray Phoenix. Yes, they would make an outstanding tag team.
I think they'd be great, especially like if you're not going to pull the trigger on something like Ray Phoenix and Penta right now, and you want to save that maybe to try and get Penta as high up as possible. Because if you can bring Penta's stock up when they finally unite the Lucha Bros, it will bring Ray's stock up. Ray Phoenix's, that is. So I think Dragon and Ray Phoenix would be great in the interim. I think they would be a good team.
Oh, yeah, they would be a fun, fast-paced, just sit back and watch what they're about to do. Mm-hmm. I would say almost like maybe a fun, fast-paced, young Machine Guns. I mean, I still love the Motor City Machine Guns. Don't get me wrong. Love watching a match of theirs and everything. But you tell me that there's a when they were younger match on, you got me running to that to see what was happening in that one.
Motor City Machine Guns, they still have the speed, but when they were just like a little younger, they had it even whipped quicker. Dude. And that's because, Father Time comes for us all, and they have compensated in a way where like their ring position is so much better now that they're older than when they were younger. So you can tell some different things. I mean, they're so good, man. Yeah. I've sung their praises on here all the time. They're local boys from around where I'm from. Just amazing stuff.
Yeah, I would say also with you on that. They're big spots and stuff. It seems like it's a lot more crisp the way they get to those spots and how they get to those spots. And in their older age, I mean, you got to start perfecting those spots, and they perfected them 10 times fold. Love those guys. Love those guys. Can't wait to see what's leading up for them in this next season of WWE after Mania. But let's talk Monday Night Raw, Kevin. And we were talking before the show, and we said we're going to Tarantino the shit out of this one. And fans, I know you're sitting there going, what's that mean? Is he taking us back to Pulp Fiction? Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
Are the blood fountains going to start coming out of people? Because that's what Tarantino, this was said to me. All right, quick corollary. This was said to me, and I couldn't agree more, and everyone I've ever told it to afterwards has went, oh my God, I think you're right. Tarantino just believes every human being is a pressurized pile of blood ready to burst. Because whenever someone gets like a limb cut off, it's not like it's not a river of blood. No. It is a water gun of blood coming out of them. Sometimes a waterfall.
Oh. Dude, I know what you mean. I took a date to that Scream Fest thing that he put together years ago, where it was 2 movies back to back. And it was
the Grindhouse. The Grindhouse.
Yeah, the Grindhouse stuff.
Yeah.
I took a date to that. The first hour, she was like, "This is disgusting. I don't want to be able to." Anyway, I was like, "But there's 3 hours left. I don't know what you're planning on doing." I paid for this ticket. I'm watching it. Connor saying JCW was big for me. Big stage. Yeah. Yes. Hey, congrats, I love it, Connor. That we are so happy for you, man. JCW is a huge step.
And it proves that he's down with the clowns.
Yeah, that definitely does. You know what a juggalo is. So, whew, that's more power to you, buddy. But yeah, I would love to touch some surfaces with JCW. I got a couple ideas for those guys if I ever link up with them. But Kevin, we're here. We're
I know
talking the
some people
main
who know some
event.
people.
You do know some people that know some people out there. Uh, but we're here to talk about the main event, Kevin.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and what was going on there. I know we talked about it a little before. We were both in agreement that it hit way better this week. Not saying last week was any slight or anything like that, but it seemed like overall the package was delivered quite well on this one. I mean, they needed a signature upon receiving the package on this one, and I think signature was signed, and everybody was happy with this one.
Yeah. And I think the big thing is, like, there was still talking to this promo, but it involved a lot of players within it, and it led to something that felt climactic. Because on last week, I think the problem was they were all culminating. It felt like there was this big thing. We were all building up to this big moment, big thing to say at the end, and then it was just "you're old." And I think he was trying to get at, just based at how everything was phrased this week, he was trying to get at, oh, you're the old guard.
Yeah.
You are what is like WWE dinosaur. Like, you've been around for too long. But he didn't get that across in the line. He just said you're old, and it was just weird hearing it from a 40-year-old to a 47-year-old because, like, come on. But now that I see kind of where they're going with it with a little further explanation, I think it does work in hindsight rather than at that time. Because now CM Punk comes out, he's defending himself, he's saying Roman's got jizz in his hair, which I thought was a hilarious line.
Yeah.
I didn't have that on my bingo card.
That was wild.
And he goes out there and he's just like, yeah, I'm Terry Funk, I'm old and crazy. Sweet, let's do it. I think the more interesting part here actually is the involvement of the Usos. So I'm already sold on Roman and Punk. I'm totally sold on Roman and Punk. They could not have another promo for 3 weeks, and I will still be sold on Roman and Punk. They don't need to sell me anymore.
Yeah.
What they're selling me now is intrigue of how the Usos fit in and how anyone else fits in. Because, you know what? People are saying Jay called the shot. It might not be that he called it. It might have been that he reminded Roman who the hell he was, instead of just sitting there and being a cool, calm, collected, I'm going to take all this stuff because I'm getting in his head. No, now it's time to act. So I think there's two sides to that coin in the sense of, like, Jay could be calling the shot, so to speak, or he could rather just be advising. He was always the right-hand man. Right-hand men advise.
No. I think you're right there, because especially with what we had last week, the ending of that was just purely you're old. Mm-hmm. We see the next week, they expand upon that. We start to see the bigger picture. It's almost like we're seeing the highlight package that we know they're going to show before the match, mm-hmm. and we're seeing it, and we're able to piece it together now. So now we know we're going to get a big hit of Roman saying you're old, and then it's going to go to an action sequence, and mm-hmm. then they're going to go to something else. So I like where your mind's at with this, because yes, Jay was that guy standing next to Roman, making sure that this, and this was in his field of vision, reminding him, hey, we got to stay on task if we want to get to where we talked about. So I could kind of see them setting that up, especially when, House he's sitting here and he's saying, it looks like Jay's calling the shots. Mm-hmm. But then when we take that pause, we take that step back, you let us breathe, and you tell us, Kevin, hey, let's look at it from this angle. That angle right there, what you described, that's the storytelling angle. That's the angle I think they're lining up with, and great find in that, Kevin. I like where your mind's at with that one.
I think, too, this is kind of teasing. We had two things through the night, and I guess this kind of bleeds into another thing that happened. So I'll mention it, but it's mostly affecting the main, I feel, is Jey Uso's spiraling crash out of I can't hold my emotions, fuck these people, I'm going to hurt them. That's happening in front of us live now. Mm-hmm. And it started because of Punk. Because Punk got in his face when they came out to try and handle business. And then I think Jimmy decked him then. So this time Jay lost his cool, not only in his tag match where he got disqualified for using brass knucks, which were provided by LA Knight. Yeah. There's another twist in all of that because we don't know where that might lead.
That's true.
So now they got disqualified. Now because they got disqualified, have to defend the tag titles against the Vision next week at Madison Square Garden. Which I'll give a theory on that in a second. No, Austin.
Yeah.
But now we have him come out in the main event, and Jay can't hold his cool at all.
No.
He is in the corner just absolutely scathing to a point where Punk, I think, said one smart-ass comment of like, no, don't leave, Roman needs your help. And then Jay just lost it and ran at him. Punk decked him with a microphone. Because, like, of course he would. Yeah. This is the plan.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody's just playing into it.
Yeah, and just like people were saying for Roman last week of like, oh, he's trying to get in Punk's skin so Punk hits him. I could see that now based on where they're going. Because when he just said you're old, it felt weird, it felt wonky. But now that I'm seeing more unfold, I think it works in hindsight. Yeah. In the sense of like, he was going for old guard. Of course Punk would hate being called the old guard. Now Roman hates being said that he needs help. Jay hates hearing it because he's watched his tribal chief kill it outside of it.
Yeah.
And now they're fighting battles for Roman without Roman's approval. And I think that that's interesting because it could lead to a lot of different scenarios.
Yeah. Yeah, it could. Especially, going back to the comment of old. What if Jay turns on everybody and he's like, you're all old. You're all part of that old guard. And
you're all a problem.
Yeah. You're all such a problem that every time I get that opportunity, it affects me. It affects my title run. It affects these fans and how they cheer for me. I think this main event is setting up perfectly. This is exactly where you want it because, yes, are we going to get the major answer of who's going to win answered? The question of it, who's going to win? It'll be answered at WrestleMania. But what's the fallout? Where do we go? Like, all these mini stories you're setting up and the possibility of them. Like, tell me you're about to send Jay on a crash out run. Okay, now you got me interested in Jey Uso again.
Yeah.
Now you got me wondering what's going to happen with him, because if I'm wondering what's happening to him, I also got to wonder what's happening with his brother, and where's Jimmy going to land? And is Jimmy going to stand up for Jay with this LA Knight and all this stuff? Like, where are we going with this?
And here, this is what balls into my theory. Next week, I think the Usos drop the titles, and I'll tell you who costs them. It's going to be Punk. Punk is going to cost the Usos the titles. That is my bold prediction. Man. Punk will come out, and he will cost the Usos the titles against the Vision. And in a very ironic twist, in that Punk hates the Vision. Mm-hmm. But you know who he hates more? Roman.
Tell me, brother. He does. He hates Roman.
Because the person he initially hated with the Vision, other than Paul Heyman, was Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is now no longer in the Vision.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and honestly, what's his biggest challenge out of the Vision right now? These are guys they would send to him.
That's also ammo for Roman going forward. Punk is so desperate to destroy Roman can say, that he helped the people that he hated. He's so tunnel vision and blinded that he helped the people he hated. Don't be shocked when Punk costs him those titles.
Yeah. Dude, I love where you're setting it up. Let me ask you this real quick. is there any spot in your head that is seen maybe 2 weeks before Mania? Somebody decides to throw Punk and Roman in a tag team match. With all this turmoil that they're building up. I don't know. There's something in the back of my head.
3 weeks prior. I could see it. Punk would need people in his though, and I don't think he's not going to have the Vision in his lineup.
No.
So that won't be it. Obviously, it'll be Roman and Usos. Punk would need 2 others. The only one I see on the horizon would be LA Knight, in the sense of you could easily have the Usos get pissed at LA Knight. Hey, you cost us, yada, 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 however you want to phrase it. And then LA Knight can be with Punk. I just don't know who the third would be.
Yeah.
I think that's where I would run into issues. Because then you'd have to scramble, because I can't think of people who just hate the Usos and Roman, other than like Rollins, but there's no way.
Yeah.
First of all, there's no way they have Rollins wrestle before Mania because of his shoulder issues. So that's outside of kayfabe. But inside of kayfabe, there's no way they put Rollins and Punk on the same team for nothing.
No.
Not on a random Raw.
Yeah, and to get to that point with inside this story, I think would be an extremely hard thing to pull off.
I think it would be too much. You're using too much at once.
Yeah, you're right on that. I just, for some reason, I think they're going to have some type of match in which they're either teamed up against each other, or I don't know. There's just something.
I don't know if Roman will be in a match, but I bet Punk and LA Knight face the Usos. That would make sense to me.
And then you could have Roman come out and do something in there.
And that's how you would get around having a third person on the other side.
I think, yeah. If they played that scenario, I think you're right on that one. And it would be, I don't know, 2 weeks before Mania. That's a match I would enjoy watching. Because,
I'd be game for that.
Yeah, storylines is all they're going to push with it. And that's what we're about. We're in Mania season.
It doesn't look like LA Knight is really going to have that much of a spot at Mania. So why not give him something on the lead up?
True.
And then kind of go from there. I don't know if they have like a plan for some kind of Intercontinental title like ladder match, because it seems like we're headed towards Finn and Dom, not in a singles match, because that's the money match at Mania. It's not them in a fatal 4-way trying to beat Penta.
Yeah.
That's not it. So I don't know where LA Knight fits in on that card. So why not give him a little something prior?
I mean, it makes sense. It would definitely show us that you're investing into LA Knight. I mean, you have his fingerprints on the storyline. He was the one who drove Heyman away. He was, there's so much that he was involved in this, and costing, and I think if you're going to put him in there, you need to start actually putting some momentum behind LA Knight. Let's stop this nonsense of just putting him in shit.
It's time.
Yeah, I mean, come on, pull the trigger. Let's see what it happens. We got Glenn Richardson chiming in. Gonna be making a house call to you guys Friday. Hey, we can't wait, Glenn. Come and stop at the booth and have some fun within your house at the Squared Circle Expo. Looking forward to it. Hey, Glenn, why don't you...
I'll get top 5 Intercontinental title champion, or Intercontinental champions of all time.
There we go. I love it. Also, Glenn, stop in and, in the chat and let us know what you're looking most forward to at the Squared Circle Expo. We have a litany of lists. We had Ed on with us, and he told us all the things. I can't wait to experience it.
It'll be so fun, man.
Yes, it is going to be fun. Speaking of fun, speaking of CM Punk and the other side of the pillow, let's talk his better half, AJ Lee.
It's official.
It's official. Kevin, here's my question for you.
Hey, hit me.
Okay. How are you feeling on the build for this specific story? Are we at the level of we're ready for this? Is AJ still lacking? We talked about her a couple weeks ago. We didn't have negative things to say. We enjoyed it. We did have some things to improve upon. Where are you at with AJ right now?
I wish AJ had one more title defense prior to Mania.
Mm.
In the sense of, I want to see her work with someone who almost isn't as good a worker as the people that she's worked with. Like an Ivy Nile, like someone who maybe she has to lead more just to see what would happen.
No, I got you.
Maybe that's asking too much from someone who has been off for so long and is still shaking the rust off. But from what I've seen from the Bayley match, I thought it was a big improvement. I think this next Becky match is going to be way better. To me, I think the first Becky match was testing the waters now that I know that they're going to do a second one.
Mm-hmm.
In that they didn't do anything like big. They did some, they did some heel spots here or there. They'll probably call back to those, but they didn't do anything like wild, crazy.
No.
Like there was nothing. It was a basic match where they had some cool spots here or there. And I think that's what AJ needed at the time. And then Bayley had a more complicated match with her. And Bayley's an incredible leader. She's one of the best workers they have on their entire roster in the fact that she can ring general anyone around that she needs. The only people she can't are the people much larger than her. But she's fortunately has some size on her. It doesn't come up often.
True.
So because of that, I have more faith going into this Mania match specifically.
Yeah.
Now, the promo itself, I think Becky did an okay job. I'll say Becky did a great job all the way up until the end for me. And AJ did what she needed to do, which was literally just come out there and accept a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't need to say anything else. She kept it short. I think that was the correct way to go about it. She got her fire out. She got her, lines out, as much as I know you love her lines.
It's just that one line.
I know it's just that one line. Your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. Nah, my favorite wrestler is Randy Orton. I doubt it.
Yeah. I guarantee Sabu was never said going, that
I get
AJ
what she's
Lee.
going for, and I think it does work in the context of it, because what she's saying is your favorite women's wrestler.
Yes.
Wrestler.
Yeah.
But the problem is it does phrase as if it's all the wrestlers.
Yeah. And that's not her fault because it's the English language. There's no way around it, really. I mean,
no, because
unless
if she
broke it way down.
And if she broke it down, it wouldn't be a good line.
Exactly.
Because if she said your favorite female wrestler's favorite wrestler, like the extra female in there makes it so much more clunky.
Exactly.
It just doesn't work. So my only issue with this promo, so Becky came out there, she said her stuff, she did everything, she issued the challenge, she ran, AJ chased her, all of this was good, AJ accepted the challenge. Becky then saying, haha, you're in my trap. It's like, the fuck do you mean?
Yeah. Dude,
I watched you run. I watched you not make a challenge, so someone else challenged you. This was not a trap. This is not Yu-Gi-Oh, brother. You didn't fall into a trap card. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. No, I totally get you with that one, but I also like it. I like it though because it kind of plays in Becky's aura, her ego, and things like that, in which we don't care. She doesn't care what your reality is. You're in her reality, and whatever she says. Because to me, that kind of a phrasing like that after all of that happened, that's something that you're trying to get the person you're fucking with caught off guard, because then they're like, "What the fuck you mean? I fell for your trap?" Like, what?
What's trap?
What's going on here? But it was kind of clunky. But again, it goes.
You know what? I see your point. Actually, now that you're bringing it up, it's within her own reality. It's not within my reality or anyone else watching, where we would definitely go, what do you mean? No, she's working within her own reality, which is on par for what she does. You know, she goes out there and she says Sports Illustrated is saying it and all this other shit about everything just to piss people off because, like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And she's playing that living in her own reality of, like, her own head inflating to the size of a hot air balloon.
Yes.
Really well. So
yes.
I'll take back my critique a little bit. I still think it's slightly wonky, but I think it is within character in the sense of I think it works for her specifically. I just don't think it works across the board.
Yeah,
I would put it
no,
that way.
I like that. I like how you freshen that up for me. But that's where my mindset's with her.
Yeah, and
I
I think
think
you're
that's
right.
where it's at, and it plays so much into like the Owen Hart with the double slammies coming out
Mhm.
there and letting everybody know, and it's like, dude, those slammies were last year, and
Yeah,
you're
those are
still
last year's
carrying them,
Slammies,
brother.
dude.
Yeah, like okay, but I like that with her
It's like
because it
Tarantino carrying. Now I'm on Tarantino in my head now. Now Tarantino carrying an Oscar from 10 years ago. Like, brother,
yeah, yeah.
what do you mean?
Dude, I heard a funny story about him on your Mom's House podcast with Tom Segura and Christina
Oh,
Pajitsky.
it's a good podcast.
Oh, it's such a good one. They were talking to these English guys, comedians, and one of them was like, "I got to see Tarantino for the first time on my first American visit," and they were like, "Oh, how was that?" And he was like, kind of underwhelming. And they were like, what do you mean? He's like, well, he was at a coffee shop and like his hair was everywhere and he was like slamming coffee and writing. And I looked at him and I was like, well, mate, you could do that at your house. Why are you in public doing that? He's like, you can save yourself some of that embarrassment.
He's a normal dude.
Yeah, and that's what Christina was saying. She's like, that's just a normal thing for guys like that to do. So I thought that was funny that we're on
That
this
is funny. That's good.
Tarantino kick right now.
Well, it's just like when you see one of my. I'll share a story about wrestlers actually. So my buddy, shout out Holt. Holt H. Holt is what we call him.
Holt
His
H.
last name
Holt.
is Holt, but that's all of his names. Holt H. Holt, like Mario.
Yeah, yeah.
So Holt was he worked at Chipotle out in Lansing. His girlfriend did med school out there, so he was out there like living with her and doing the thing. Late one night, working Chipotle. But who walks in? The Shield in its entirety.
No shit.
So when I say that to say this, that Tarantino thing, not as unordinary as you think. We see all these people on TV, like playing characters, anything like that. But there are times where they are just normal fucking dudes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
doing their thing in a Chipotle line ordering a burrito bowl.
100%. I ran into Blink 182 at a Subway while they were ordering subs. It happens, man. You find them in the reality of the world that we live in.
You go out of
And
the
they're
house enough, you're going to find someone famous.
Very true. Very true, man. I mean, I pissed next to Kiefer Sutherland one night, and he was not impressed. He did not want questions at the time. But, the opportunity. You had to take it. I had to ask. So,
Opportunity.
all right, Kevin. Monday Night Raw happened. What piqued your interest? Where was your mind drawn for this Monday Night Raw?
So, I would be remiss if I at least don't touch on this because I think it's one of the most hyped matches for Mania in the sense of like newer blood, and that's Oba and Brock. Have to touch on this because, this is going to be a controversial take for some points of the internet, but Brock is doing a hell of a fucking job during this, and he is doing it willingly to put over this guy. He's doing it. He's doing a phenomenal job. I can't put him over enough for this because he has waited eons for a person to come along and take the Beast title from him.
Yeah.
And he finally sees someone and he goes, I can make this work. So now I'm going to work.
Yeah.
That's what's happening in front of us.
You're striking chords with me. Brock, for whatever anybody wants to talk about with Brock, the fact that we're getting this Brock right now, the giving Brock, the wanting to pass the torch Brock, this is something incredible to watch, guys. Like, to see Oba come out and do what Oba Femi does, and Brock, you've seen him calling for him to do more. Like, Brock just knows how to make you understand a monster. And now I'm starting to see Brock also knows how to build a monster.
Yep.
And he is so damn good at it. Man, let's talk Brock Lesnar and Oba. Look, Oba, Oba is he is the next phenom. He is
Mm-hmm.
the next big market ticket guy that we're. I know we've talked a few times about it seems like they're getting away from long title runs,
Mm-hmm.
and I totally think that that's what's happening. But I'm also starting to see that they have a guy that they could build right now to start doing longer title runs in between those other ones.
You
You
could. I think there's also the opportunity. Let's think back to 2002. I'm going to use Brock Lesnar as an example, actually.
okay?
So Brock Lesnar, 2002, he came in after Mania, Raw after WrestleMania, absolutely murked a singles match, killed both of them. And then he destroyed some tag matches here or there. So like 2 tag teams at once, screw him. Need to build a big guy. And he went on this tear until he got to King of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
He won King of the Ring, which gave him a shot at The Rock at SummerSlam. Well, eventually The Rock, because Rock won it from Taker and Angle at Vengeance before that. So now you have Rock versus Brock, which is great rhyme scheme for a main event, by the way.
Yeah, couldn't have wrote it better.
Could have wrote it better. You put Brock over. Do you know how long that title reign lasted?
No,
November. He lost it at Survivor Series. 4 months.
it was. That's all it was for his first one.
That's all it was. But you know how he lost it?
Hmm.
Paul Heyman turned on him and joined the Big Show.
Oh,
And the person who beat him was the Big Show. And he's legitimate no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, he was getting built up as a much larger... Like, we know Big Show now from the older days of Big Show where he, like, flip-flopped here or there, took one too many losses, yada, yada, yada. He was the company man who did what he needed to do because he was always going to be legitimate because he was still 7 foot, 450 pounds at his lightest.
Yeah,
So why not use him where you need him?
exactly.
But at that time, they were still building him as this monster, and he didn't lose a lot at all.
Mm-mm.
And it took Paul Heyman and Big Show to beat Lesnar. I say all of that to say this: Oba could win King of the Ring and get that shot at SummerSlam the same way that Brock did, and he could win it the same way that Brock did. He could beat Roman Reigns. Roman beats Punk. He holds that title hostage until August. Oba beats Roman. Because I think it's bigger to beat Roman than it is to beat Punk.
For Oba, yeah, I would say
Oba
100%.
specifically for Oba.
Yeah,
Because I think it's bigger for some people to beat Punk than it is to beat Roman as well.
yeah.
Then Oba holds that title for maybe 4 or 5 months. I don't think that that's a bad title run, as long as he has a good out. So maybe that out is Gunther. Maybe Gunther takes the title from him. We haven't seen Gunther a lot recently. Maybe Gunther is the one that takes that title from him. Because then you can run a different story with Gunther. Get him kind of not away from the career killer thing, but like maybe the career versus title match becomes Gunther's stipulation match. So now people have to put up so much to get their title shot. These are just spitballing things. And Oba has an out because maybe someone else screws him. He can't lose clean his first loss, I don't think. If he loses clean his first loss, I don't think we have a monster anymore. But he can lose exceedingly dirty.
Yeah. No, wow. I love that story that you're laying out. And I love that you're taking it from Brock's chapter, too.
Because it can boil over with Gunther retiring Brock.
Yeah.
Now they've both beat Brock in the same year. Now what do we want to see? Gunther versus Oba. Who's bigger now?
Ooh, man. Dude, I'm sitting here and in my brain, the more you talk about it, the more I want this. Because I think the story to be told, especially with Oba, this boosts him up like so many XP points if they run this. And it did it the same with Brock, too.
Yep.
When it happened to him and Big Show and Paul turned on him with the Big Show. Like, you're right, at that time Big Show was it. the company untouchable, unmovable object. I mean, look at the way they brought him in. He came through a ring. He's like,
Yeah.
to me, when you come through the ring in the fashion he did, because wasn't it the steel cage,
It was in
Austin?
yeah, I think it was St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
That's the one. That's the
Yeah.
one it was. Yeah, and it was Austin McMahon. Big Show comes through the ring, and then destroys Austin, which at that time was the big guy, much
Was
like
the guy.
you're saying with Brock and Rock back in the day. It is bigger for Oba to go over Roman. Now, if Finn was in this discussion, I would say it would be bigger for Finn to defeat
Go over
CM
Punk.
Punk. Yeah, because we've seen him take on guys like Roman, things like that, but legends like CM Punk, who are, dare I say, equals.
The story for Finn too, like he couldn't beat Punk, and couldn't beat Punk until he did.
Yeah,
I think that's also a big part of it, and also where they come from is also kind of a part of it. Balor and Punk both coming from the Indies, Roman coming from the system, Oba coming from the system. There's a lot of meat on those bones.
yeah. Kevin, I know I tell you this all the time, but I fucking love your brain when it comes to this stuff. I love it because I will go thinking on these whole tangents in my head, and then I sit and I listen to your breakdown of it, and it's like, the teacher's like setting you down and be like, look, bud, we had the test, we went over this stuff, you know it, I know you know it, and then you just like, you show me that little trick that you showed me. Oh, you know what, dude, you might be right on this one. And I really,
Let's take that C+ to an A.
yeah, let's do it, because if we do with this story that you're telling, that's exactly what's going to happen with Oba. And I'm not saying Oba's a C right now, but
No.
I'm saying we can make him an A++. Like, that story told it through Oba's journey would be so incredible.
And Oba needs to lose at some point. People are going to be real up in arms. Oba has to lose at some point. He's not going to go on some Goldberg run. There's too many players. There's just too many players in the division. It's not going to happen that way, because if you ran that kind of run in this day and age, people will sour on Oba by the end of it.
Yeah.
Don't care what you're going to say on the internet. You will get bored. And if it's not bored now, it's bored later.
Yeah. No, I'm there with you, man. There's a way to do it, and I think that you laid out a great way, an easy way too, an easily digestible way. All right, so we're about 15 minutes out before we cut ties and we set sail for our big adventures for the rest of the week. Kevin, is there anything else that you really want to touch on from Raw with the household?
Man, I'm trying to think of the other things, and like we have, we're building up more of this Judgment Day stuff.
True.
With Finn and Dom. I was kind of I like the idea of Finn and Dom versing each other, because I think that is the money match. I would like to see a little bit more involvement from JD, because I feel like JD is a bit of a focal point in this too. But I also think maybe JD's turn on Finn was far more shocking to me than Dom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Dom screwing over Finn just seemed like it was just going to happen.
We thought JD was going to follow Finn.
We didn't. I don't think we made that a big enough moment in leading up to this. We just gave it away.
Yeah.
Maybe it was necessary for where they're going. Man, I want to see more JD involvement in this, and more of why did JD do it? Because I think there's room for JD to come out of this on top too. Not on top of the card or anything, but
no, I know what you mean.
Higher than he is, because right now he still feels like Judgment Day lackey, and there's not even a Judgment Day to lackey, really.
that's pretty down there.
He feels like henchman A. I don't like that for JD, because he's really good, but that's what the booking feels like right now. And I think we can do more to help JD out of this.
No, I agree on that one. I agree 100%, because why aren't we doing an interview with Michael Cole and JD about why? Because every time they showed Finn, who was right behind him or right next to him? JD. You built us up with that friendship, that brotherhood with those guys, and then you have them turn. Yeah. Why turn them if you're not going to tell the story? Tell us the story. Give us why. First off, say what you want about whatever, but in this world, we're in the world of wrestling, so our reality is what they're writing for us. And in my reality, if a guy like JD is so close to a guy like Finn, a teacher-student relationship, a brotherhood, you have to tell me that story. You just can't bypass it. That's a huge part of the story. And plus it takes pressure off the other people in Judgment Day for their stories, because that's a money-grabbing story. JD, why did you do it? I don't give a fuck about the main fans right now, because this is an insider story that I think you could capitalize on and bring in the mainstream people. Like to where
I was about to say, they've been getting over this teacher-student relationship on commentary for years. So I don't even think they've been in their face about it with every fan. Yeah. So I think that part, unless they still have time.
You think it's more mainstream than I think then? The
I think so, because I hear Michael Cole getting it over on commentary every week. He's been doing it for a year and a half. When they were tag champs, they were talking about who brought JD into this business, Finn, and they said it every time. And they came up in Ireland, and JD trained under Finn Balor. Like, they've been getting this over for a year and a half. And then instead of doing something with it, with the interview or anything after the turn, they're just like, the focus is Dom. And like, again, Dom is more over than JD. Finn is more over than JD. I understand that doing the match between Dom and Finn is the right call, especially for Mania. If we were on a lesser pay-per-view, I might argue JD. Mania is not JD's time. It's not the time for that. What we could have done, though, is put JD in the middle instead of immediately made him draw battle lines.
Yep.
Because the second you made him draw battle lines, now we need an explanation from JD. And we just haven't gotten it yet. And it's weird to me that we haven't, even though it hasn't been long, but like, this is the most pressing thing, though.
Kevin, I think I might have their audible. I think I might have their out.
Hit me.
JD aligns with Finn at Mania.
Okay. So he's playing the long game.
Yeah, because I assume that there's going to be some Mania match.
Yeah.
With Finn and
Dom, I assume will happen.
Yeah. Something happens, because why would they're not that naive.
Yeah.
They've built it up.
Don't be shocked if it's for the AAA title too. Get that branding.
That too. But I feel from our discussion here and where I'm at in the atmosphere right now, I feel like it's too much of money sitting on the table for them not to do that if they're not having him turn on Judgment Day at Mania.
Yeah.
To help Finn.
Because Dom can go off with the 3 women and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't need JD there.
Exactly. That's Judgment Day right there. JD's not... What connection does he have with everybody that's left? Yeah. His only connection
was Finn.
Is off doing his own thing now.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of where my mind kind of drifted to with us discussing it, and that would be the only way.
Fair.
Yeah, that would be the only way.
Weird comeback, but I think it would work.
Yeah.
In the sense of just like flip-flopping so quickly is you need explanation.
Yeah, because I refuse to believe that they're leaving that on the table. They're just like, it's
building it for so long.
Yeah, that right there, and the commentary. They don't bring shit up on commentary if they're not gonna fuck with it.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
no, they don't.
That's their easiest way to deliver storylines is through your commentary team. Yeah, I like that one. Kevin, real quick before we hit out, what'd you think about the Seth Heyman segment?
Did what it needed to do, I suppose.
It did.
I liked the idea that Paul Heyman was challenging him and we're getting a restraining order story out of it. I thought that was funny.
I did too.
What was Paul Heyman's line? Just ridiculous line. Oh, my my people handle business, but we're snitches.
Yeah.
The thing about how my people handle business is that we're snitches, and he just got the restraining order. I thought that was hilarious and well done.
Yeah.
It gets more across, I suppose. I'm in a holding pattern with that story at this point, in the sense of like, what are we gonna do? Is Braun Breaker going to be back? I'm hearing reports that he's in the the performance center, but who knows if he's going to be cleared. And like, what are we going to do? I don't. It's a muddled storyline in the sense of just so many injuries. Again, snake bit.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right, and Heyman's the one out there now in the vision taking the massive bumps.
They're keeping it entertaining, at least.
They are
okay with them keeping it entertaining. It's just that the story isn't yet. Just because we don't have the player there. I don't have Heyman's proxy.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Is we can't have Heyman. There's no Heyman proxy right now.
Yeah,
they got it's not going to be the tag team vision of Logan and Austin Theory. It's not going to be Brock. So now we either need someone from Heyman's past, call up ECW or somebody. I don't fucking know. But like I need some wrestler to get behind, because Heyman's talking is great. Rollins' talking is great. But now they don't have anything to say, really. Yeah. Like there's nothing more to say other than I hate you and I'm coming for you. Right? Yeah. How many times can you rephrase that before 100%. We need someone there that's coming for Seth?
Yeah. I mean, he told Seth he was going to call Child Protective Services and then adopt Seth's daughter.
Yeah. Yeah. Like those are some vicious lines. They were great.
Yeah. And then the forearm that Heyman took from it.
Yeah, he ate that forearm for breakfast, man.
And sold it so well.
Went down like a sack of potatoes.
Dude, I love Heyman in these situations. You can't, if we're calling up his past, we can't get Sandman. Sandman's got a retirement match at Joey Janela's spring break. Yep. So he's not going to be coming through.
I saw him get attacked by the Invisible Man. Who knows if he's even in?
Dude, that was the wildest clip I've seen Sandman do. And we watched him wrestle while he was on acid in a steel cage.
I watched Sandman walk down to Sabu's final match for 10 plus minutes.
Yep.
Just drinking beer with the camera on him while Sabu and Joey Janela sat there essentially twiddling their dicks while Sandman got down.
Dude, they were trying to figure out shit to do.
They had enough time to crank their hog 5 times minimum before Sandman got his ass down there to save him.
It was wild, but it was definitely a Sandman moment.
It was.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I think they're playing it safe, though, trying to keep these two fresh in our minds. Mm-hmm. Seth isn't fully cleared to wrestle, so easy targets, beating up the Penguin from Gotham City any chance he gets a mic. But yeah, I'm there with you. We need a proxy. We need somebody that is going, because there's only so many times I can watch Paul Heyman get beat up. Like, it's enjoyable.
At some point, like we've jumped the shark on Paul Heyman getting beat up. I watched him get stomped, so that like he sold the forearm well, but like I watched you get curb stomped, brother.
Yeah,
like, we already got to curb stomp, and now we went to forearm. That's a downgrade.
Yeah, it really is. You took one of the more.
We're going down.
You took one of the more aggressive moves in wrestling, and now a forearm is putting you.
It doesn't feel as big.
No, it doesn't. But I mean, also he recently in the past year he took that major table. So
solo in them, right? Yeah.
Paul Heyman, fucking congratulations, dude!
Paul
like
Heyman,
you're being a worker.
Of his career is just like, you know what? It's time to give back with a lot of bumps.
It's time to bump. Let's go. I love it.
Speaking of a proxy, real quick before we take off, just a thing that I'm excited to see: Kairi Sane and Asuka storyline with Io. I'm actually unreasonably excited to see that go down, because I want to see what I assume will be Io versus Asuka. And I think that's going to be a great match. I don't really have much detail because they haven't given us much detail, but we've seen the slow burn, and I think that match is going to deliver.
I think so too. We definitely will not walk away unsatisfied watching. However they develop this match, it's going to be fantastic.
If they can get it in time for Mania, I do believe it's a Mania caliber match. Especially if you add Kyrie and a Kyrie turn into it that screws Asuka over.
Yes, give us that, please, because we would love that. And again, that's like fan wrestling right there. Like, you really want that. And the fact that I know a large fan base would want that makes it a Mania moment. You need to give it this proper
Io
respect.
is so over. It's hard to justify her not being on a Mania card.
Exactly. Yeah. And easy money is throwing her with Asuka. And then with a
they're going to
twist.
Cook. They don't need that big of a build.
No. Let's just see what all three of them can bring to the table. All right, Kevin. Let's give our rating, and then we'll slide out of here. Where were you at on a scale of 1 to 10 for this Monday Night Raw?
I'm going to give it an 8. I thought there were some good moments, but it was mostly. I'll give it a 7.5. Actually, it was mostly business as usual. Good matches. I liked the matches in it. But again, like there's only so much you can do with the story every week. This didn't feel like a complete holding pattern because it gave us a lot of nice moments, but it felt like business as usual. Here we go. I'm expecting with the setup of this week that next week we're gonna get some big slammer jammers because we're gonna be in Madison Square Garden.
Very true, and that's where I'm at. And that's why I'm giving it an 8.5 because I'm a sucker for a story, and I know in WrestleMania season when you put it in, a little bit of nitro, not too much nitro. I know the next week is going to just be full throttle, right to the floor. Let's see what we can do. It's about to be Mania, so I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be the builds are great. This actually makes me look forward to SmackDown and what they're going to do for their builds.
SmackDown's been cooking over there too. We don't talk about it a lot on here because we Raw.
No,
but.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. So that's where my mind's at. So fans, we hope your mind's with us. And speaking of that, why don't you put your minds into what Kevin's about to tell you, where you can find him next? Kevin, let them know.
Well, first of all, you can come out to Squared Circle Expo on Friday and Saturday. You visit that IYH/Emerge table. You come over. You talk with Big Daddy Chaos here, and we can chop it up a little bit. We chop it up a little bit. We're gonna have that merch ready for you, and we're gonna have all the good times and the good vibes.
Yes.
And like I said, you can come in here, and I'll have some nice questions. We're trying to get content for our channels. You can get yourself out there on those interwebs. Giving me a top 5 list of things. You give me some Spitfire top 5 list of things. I'll come prepared. Otherwise, you can follow me, Kevin Kalloway on Facebook, Kalloway Kevin on Instagram. And there's not a whole lot else going, but there are some things on the burner right now, and we'll see where they pan out, and I'll get to announce them later.
Awesome. I love it. I love Kevin's got a lot of ingredients in this recipe. He's calculating and just making sure that it's the best.
Meticulously curating. That's
there
a
we
nice
go.
Right there.
Look at those words that he says. My old stoner brain don't make those words, but my co-host does. We have Ken. Ken's jumping in. Have a great weekend. I wish I could come. Oh, Ken, if you could make it out to the expo, you would have a
Pop,
seat.
I'll make a quick video just to send to you with all the boys and Annie.
Yes, we'll send you multiple videos of that weekend. But brother, we absolutely adore you, Ken, and thank you so much for being a loyal fan to us. We appreciate you, fans. Speaking of loyalty and what we do, why don't you join us next Tuesday where we do the same thing? We just talk a little further into the future about what happened. It's me and Kevin Kalloway for the Monday Night Raw review show on a Tuesday at 6 p.m., 6:30. Let's just call it 6:30-ish.
Let's call it 6:30.
6:30. I'm a
Hey,
dad.
you
Kevin
daughters need to work,
understands.
brother. Your daughters need to work, brother.
I love it. So come join me and Kevin. You can experience this every week. It's a fun time. Ken out there, he'll let you know. Just ask him. He'll give us praise, and you'll be like, man, why have I been missing this show? Ken's talking so well about him. But yes, 6 p.m. Tuesday nights. Come join me and Kevin. Outside of that, there's tomorrow night. It's the ECW watch along, and it's where me and House, well, guess what? We watch ECW, and we're in the middle of the rivalry series. We already revealed who we're going to be talking about. We talked about it last week after the show, and is Mike Awesome and Spike Dudley. One of the best feuds I've ever seen. Let's just be real. His in-ring girlfriend loses a lot of her teeth in this feud, and it's because of Mike Awesome. He was a fun talent. He was just very, 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 well, you'll see.
Excitable.
Very excitable. Come join us. It's a fun time. Me and House, 6 p.m. for the ECW watch along. It's a great time on a Wednesday. Thursday night, it's the AEW Dynamite. Yeah, it's a fun time. It's where me, OG Tony, and House, we talk AEW Dynamite. We get you ready. We get you pumped. We tell you what we like. We tell you what we might have changed. We tell you what we would not have touched and said, hey, fucking great product. Come join us this week. We are having Chris Gonzalez back on. Gonzo is back on with us, and we are going to have another fun time. So come join us. If you've seen the last one with Chris, you're going to enjoy this one. The dude, he's got some good energy behind him. And, well, OG Tony is the papa, so obviously he's going to have some good rounds to talk about wrestling, because OG Tony does it. Well, I don't think he gets off the fucking internet. I think that's where he lives, and he just does shows. So join us. Squared Circle Expo is literally a few days away, guys. We are ready. We are ready to go, and we are ready to make statements at this Squared Circle Expo. Come be a part of it in your house. We are moving, and we are just ready to give you guys the best content possible around this wonderful art of wrestling. So come join us. Come join Kevin. Come join House. Come join Jones. And returning to IYH, Annie O'Neill. Have a fun time. Have a great time. And come and hang out with us out at the expo. We cannot wait to see you guys. And thank you so much for being a part of In Your House. Bye.